I'm just speaking in general to interacting with spirit. So other beings or guidance from the spirit, or not, or guides who are trying to help us, trying to perceive that. So two thoughts. One, I will re-mention meditation, because if we're like totally listening to our thoughts all day and we're lost in the dreams of thinking, we're not going to get anything, because we're too busy associating with the next thing all day, all day long. We're caught up in the thoughts. So if we can spend time letting go of all that, all the thoughts, all the need to listen to the story, don't just give yourself a period of time, 5 minutes or 20 minutes or 40 minutes or an hour, just block off time and just be with your awareness and give yourself permission to let go of the entirety of the story. So as you do that, there's this spaciousness that grows, that you can feel. And in that spaciousness is a space for that communication to happen much more easily, because you're not stuck, lost in the thinking. That's the first thing. The second thing I would say is, okay, vibrationally, we're like super low while we're on Earth in general. But our vibration changes depending on what perspective we are entertaining. So if we're thinking, I'm worthless, I'm powerless, I'm ugly, whatever, then that's a low vibration. And that makes the distance, okay, let's go this way. If source is here in the realms of, this is just not really how it is, but if source is here in the realms of spirit, or maybe here, and we're all the way out here. So I'll move over a little bit. So if we are entertaining a low vibration perception, we are inadvertently increasing the distance vibrationally. Like when you feel low and when you feel pain and when you feel fear, that is because you are vibrationally distant. Like the neurochemistry will immediately reflect it. I mean, it's in your brain too, of course, because you're physical. But I'm saying if you think like, I'm powerless, like distance increases. But on the other hand, if you really feel grateful, or you recognize the love in the world, the love in yourself, or you appreciate beauty, you are naturally, automatically increasing your vibration back up. And I'm mentioning that in the context of this question because they are so high vibration, they have to like kind of come down. So if we can go up and they can come down, there's a place to meet vibrationally in the middle. And so that is one reason that I feel that like mediums who are real and genuine are usually people who are very evolved. They've met a lot of fear, and they generally are very loving and real. They don't do it as just like an activity or skill, because usually if it's just like an exercise, that's usually a lower, usually there's some ego service going on there, and that's not very high vibration. But if the desire to serve and connect is genuine, then the vibration is higher. So that's a meeting place for it. Oh, and one other thing, when your guard is down, that's kind of an example of the first one, where you're not lost in thought. Like a lot of people say, like someone will pass, like a loved one will pass, and then 2 months later, they'll be in the shower or something, where they're letting go, they're vulnerable, they're not thinking, they're just in the shower. And all of a sudden they'll have like a message, or they'll feel their presence or something, And then, it's kind of common to hear that, because their guard is down. They're not associated with the grief thoughts this moment. They're just being, and there's a space. And by the way, while I mention that, this isn't your question, but I'll just mention this. The love that we have for each other is a very powerful bridge, a very powerful connection. So when someone dies, not really a big deal in consciousness space. In the physical, of course, it's a terrible loss. But in the field of awareness itself, in consciousness, we are very much connected to those that we love and those who love us. And even one loving thought, just one thought, is enough that they can kind of like follow back and come with us and be with us, and maybe even try to communicate with us. Whether we perceive it or not is another story. Because like I said,
really?
Yes, we're in a super low vibration place, so we often miss it. We're too dense, so dense. But loving thoughts are like, I heard there's one channeled source I really love named Silverbirch. I love Silverbirch. And he said something like, we perceive your loving thoughts like a sound on the wind that we can follow to you. Oh, I love that. And
Wow.
that is something I resonate with, that if that loving connection is a powerful bridge. So I'm just mentioning that for anybody who may be in grief right now, that you haven't lost those. We can't lose those we love. It's not possible.
No?
No, we can't lose them. We will grieve in the physical because we may not see them physically again for a lifetime, of course. But that's just a temporary play. It's a dream. This is like a dream. It's going to end. And when it's over, those relationships are still there. They're still real. We can still further them later. We can still go do things together. In fact, the thing is, love is what we are. So, and love is in relationship. So it's precious when we have loving relationships. Like even a small amount of love on earth that binds two people together can feel very potent and strong in the non-physical. And so big relationships, deep relationships between spouses or family members or close friends, those are some powerful bonds.